In this video, we're going to continue talking about getting started with the Deneb visual in Power BI. In the last video, we covered these points here and went through some simple demos of some of the more basic modifications you may make to a visual as you're creating it. But there's going to come a point where you need to get help from others. And I want to share a simple function that I wrote in Power Query to help you take your data, some mock data, and provide it with your code to make it even easier to get help. Certainly you can go to the Power BI community, or because Vega Lite is an existing platform, you can actually go to other sources as well, like Stack Overflow, to get help. And you can generally describe your scenario. You can provide the code from your Deneb, but actually if you provide your data along with that, you're much more likely to get help. And so, and again, I picture this visual is really going to take off, and there's going to be a lot of us that are building in it and getting help from each other, and then of course sharing things. But I'm going to show you a fairly simple way you can add your data to your spec in Deneb, so you can make it easier to share. Again, if you are learning from these videos and want to make sure you're aware of the future ones, please go ahead and subscribe to the Hoosier BI YouTube channel. All right. So I'm going to go back to this visual that we made in the previous video, and want to highlight something. So this visual is made. We added several fields from our model here. These three fields, and I just wanted to show this visual up here that is also a Deneb visual. But if we open it, this is something I made just using some code online. I've got one of my product. I've got the product field here, and that's just to allow me to go ahead and make edits. But if I actually go into the visual, I'm not using that field at all in the visual. And in fact, in this case, and again, this is code I found online, I'm actually generating the data inside the visual. So there's this sequence you can use here. So I'm just generating this X sequence. Then you're actually adding some calculated columns to use DAX speak here to get the sine and cosine of those values. We'll talk about the transform called fold, which is really powerful. It's basically an unpivot type functionality you can do inside the visual, so add some nice flexibility there. But again, the whole visual is made not with data from your model. So it shows you can add your own data here and share it externally and still get help, because really the hard part is down here. And then when you get it back, you can just replace it with referencing the data inside your model. So we're going to go over to the query editor. And I want to show you a little function that I made to help out in that regard. And if you, while that's coming up, I'll just jump over to here and show you an example. So this is something on Stack Overflow. So again, Vega Lite's been around for a while, and this is how people usually get help. And I've found a number of things here to help me make some of the Deneb visuals I wanted to make. And so in this case, you've got this, data, and then it has this value section where the data are provided. And you'll see examples where there's many more here. There's just these for this time. We're going to actually generate this data section in the query editor. So if I go back here, I've got this data table, and this is, again, I just did this with enter data and provided it. And so then I came up with this function here, and if we just open the advanced editor, I won't go through it in detail, but I will provide a link to it in the text. But basically, all it does is it takes a table as an input, and it outputs some text, and it just concatenates that part of what you need, the data values part, and then it actually uses the JSON from value to take your table, convert it to JSON, then it turns that binary into text, and then closes that. And so what you get is exactly what you need to paste in. So if I pick that data column and hit invoke here, I'll get a text string here that I can just copy and paste. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back to the visual. Oops. And I'll go ahead and edit this and just show you where I need to paste this. Now this in itself isn't fully valid JSON, so I'm going to go ahead and take it here and paste it in, and I don't see the little red X down here, so I think I'm good. I can format it and notice that I get the exact same chart back. So now I could come here and highlight everything and Control C, and then either go to the Power BI community and paste this whole thing, or go to someplace like Stack Overflow, where again you can get help from a broader community of experts in Vega Lite. But say the Power BI user, all they have to do is have a Power BI file with the Deneb visual, paste this in, and they're much quicker able to get straight to helping you solve your problem. Right. So again, I'll put a link to that short function in the comments or in the description below. So hopefully you'll find that useful and make it increase your chances of getting success when you ask for help as you're getting to know the Deneb visual. Thank you.